But let's start with our first topic of today's show. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers is in the darkness. He has entered the darkness, and he should be out eventually, maybe on Monday, hopefully, when we do the Harvey Hour. Me and my dad discuss Aaron Rodgers' potential decision if he does come out, hopefully on that day or the day before, so we can talk about it as soon as it breaks. But former New York Giants running back Tiki Barber was on his podcast, his radio show on WFAN, talking about Aaron Rodgers and the potential that he does come to New York, and this is what he had to say.
Ian's job is to source information about things that are going on in the NFL world. And last week, or earlier this week, I should say, Aaron Rodgers took some real shots at Ian Rappaport, basically saying he doesn't know anybody in my inner circle. I don't have his number. He doesn't have my number. Basically, shut the hell up, Ian. As I'm reading the full quotes, I mean, you heard the snippets, but as I'm reading the full quotes from his Pat McAfee weekly appearance, it just made me start to realize that if he is that sensitive, that he gets upset that people, reporters, opinion makers, influencers, whoever, want to talk about him, he is going to struggle in New York. And I don't know if it's the right fit for him. I don't know if I want him in New York, if this is going to be his reaction to things that don't matter. He's not going to handle the intensity of the New York media scape. And that's obviously traditional media, social, and everything else if he's here. I don't know if I want him here, because it's going to turn into a quick pain in the ass if Aaron Rodgers is thin.
Wow.
That shallow that he's taking shots at Ian Rappaport.
Very true. I mean, that's the case. Aaron Rodgers is very, very thin-skinned, and he doesn't have that big of an inner circle. And the context between what Tiki Barber is talking about was the fact that Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee's show on Tuesday to basically say that all this reporting that Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter do about Aaron Rodgers' inner circle and the decisions he makes within his inner circle are completely false. That no one that Aaron Rodgers knows basically is in contact with Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter. So he basically says that, they don't know nothing, so basically just leave it all behind. So Aaron Rodgers, I agree with this. So Aaron Rodgers has been known to be thin-skinned. I mean, he doesn't even have a great relationship with his family. That doesn't really even get talked about that much. And New York is brutal. Just like, California media and any big market, the media is absolutely brutal. And the biggest thing about that is, I think New Yorkers, we see the praise for loyal players like a Derek Jeter. We even like Carmelo Anthony for a long period of time. He was loyal to the Knicks for a very, very long time. The loyalty matters in New York. At least, I don't know outside of New York media, but at least in New York, loyalty is a big thing when it comes to these sports teams. And Aaron Rodgers doesn't have that. He's not committed. He's not going to be there for the team. He's going to show up. He doesn't even do off seasons. Aaron Rodgers is not, on the field when he plays, he's phenomenal. But we're talking about a guy who during the offseason doesn't commit himself to really the grind of the offseason. Right now he's in darkness. It's basically like he's in solitary confinement. He's locked in like a bathroom stall, with food being fed to him through a slot. Think about that. It's weird, it's strange, but that's Aaron Rodgers. He's definitely not on the same playing field, and normal is definitely not a way to describe Aaron Rodgers. And do I think Aaron Rodgers could be successful with the Jets? Of course I do. Of course I do, because he's that great of a player that he would succeed, because the Jets, all they need is a quarterback. They had a top 5 defense this year. They would have had a great running game if Breece Hall didn't get hurt. Honestly, that could have been the difference between what the Jets were, or what the Jets are, and what they could have been if they kept Breece Hall, if Breece Hall didn't get hurt. So Aaron Rodgers coming to that situation, I could see that being very, very successful. But here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't work well with the younger receivers. He doesn't create a rapport with them until during the season, because he doesn't use the offseason to do that. He takes off OTAs. He comes to training camp when he has to. He doesn't dedicate himself to that grind during the offseason. So will the Jets be successful strictly on Aaron Rodgers' talent? Sure. But will there be will we sort of see what happened this year with the Packers? Probably. because like we saw, Christian Watson had that horrible drop on a wide open deep ball. And then Aaron Rodgers didn't really target him throughout the early part of the season. Same thing with Romeo Doubs. They had to create jet sweeps to get Christian Watson involved early on in the year. So do I think this could work? Maybe, but I think it would take at least, maybe half the season for Aaron Rodgers to really create rapport with his receivers because he doesn't dedicate himself in the offseason. But you know what? That's okay. The media, I think by the way, Tiki Barber was a running back for the Giants. I don't think he should really care about is he going to come to New York? I mean, he's running back for the Giants. This is going to be a Jets thing, unless the Giants are going to blow up their entire system with Daniel Jones at the helm, which, it might not be a horrible idea, but Daniel Jones maybe played himself into a job thanks to Brian Daboll. But when it comes to the Jets, I think there are better options that would fit New York better. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to stay in Green Bay because he has Green Bay essentially held to his whim. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has begged for people to come back, like a Randall Cobb. They got Randall Cobb back. They just re-signed Aaron Jones today. So I think it may be a 1-year deal, but he's back. He was supposed to be not a Green Bay Packer this offseason, but they signed him to a contract. So he will be on the Packers this season. And besides, Christian Watson looked like a very, very good receiver. I still think the way we saw Christian Watson, he's better than Michael Pittman with Matt Ryan as quarterback. And I think he was better than DJ Moore with Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and PJ Walker as quarterback. The way I looked at Christian Watson, I think he's 6'5", 6'6", runs a 4.3, and he's big too. He's quick, he's big, and he's tall. That's a beautiful receiver comp. And then you take a look at it, what they were able to do. I think he scored 8 or 9 touchdowns in 4 games? That's ridiculous. So when I'm taking a look at this here, Aaron Rodgers is in a pretty good situation. They have a growing defense. Their offensive line they won't have the same with the Jets. I think the Packers' offensive line is better than the Jets' offensive line because the Jets still need a few pieces here and there. I think the Packers' running game is better than the Jets because I think Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are the best 1-2 combo maybe in the NFL at the running back position. Maybe I think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt may pass them or are already ahead of them. But I think right there, A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, 1-2 punch right there, thunder and lightning. And the Jets don't really have that. They have Breece Hall coming back from an injury. They also have, I believe they have a guy named Ty Johnson. They have Michael Carter. They had James Robinson. They have Breece Hall. You don't know who's exactly going to emerge as the 1-2 combo or just, the main running back. On the Packers, you have 2 very viable running backs. You have Christian Watson. Randall Cobb may be there. Who knows? You need to get another tight end. Because Robert Tonyan he was pretty good 2 years ago, but last season he wasn't all that good. The defense needs a little bit of work, maybe beef up the defensive line. Your cornerbacks, you still got Jair Alexander. Jair Alexander for a large part of the season was ranked the number 1 cornerback in the league. So I think, Aaron Rodgers, the perfect situation would be with the Packers. But we're talking about with the New York media. New York is brutal when it comes to the head figures of each sports team. He's gonna get grilled if he doesn't have success. That's just the way it is. Look at what they did to Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson got nailed by the media. He got benched twice. That's brutal because he didn't play well. And now people are giving up on him. I think that's a smart idea to give up on him, but I don't think they will because I think they may wait 1 more year. And Robert Saleh saying, "Oh, this is not the last you've seen of Zach Wilson." It should be because Zach Wilson ain't a great quarterback. He has a great arm, but he's not accurate with it. That's just what it is. He's kind of flailing with it. I still remember he tried to throw it away and threw it right into Devin McCourty's arms. Not a great not a great quarterback from Zach Wilson. So if Aaron Rodgers does go to the Jets, because that was the whole point of Nathaniel Hackett being signed by the Jets, I guarantee you he pitched the same idea to the Jets that he did with the Broncos. Hey, I could bring in Aaron Rodgers for this team. You got to sign me for that. I believe I was his OC back when I was on the Packers. I bet I can get Aaron Rodgers here. And the Broncos like, sure, yeah, you're our head coach. And when that fell through, Aaron Rodgers decided to stay with the Packers on a 3-year, $150 million deal. They spent so much for Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson was a dud this year. It could be Nathaniel Hackett. I think it's a trend. We'll see this year. But then after Nathaniel Hackett didn't even finish out the season, got fired this offseason, right before the offseason actually started, the Jets are like, hey, we just got rid of our OC. Hey, Nathaniel Hackett, What do you got for us? Hey, I bet I could bring Aaron Rodgers into New York to solve your quarterback issue. Sure, call our offensive plays. We need you. Why not? So I guarantee you, this is the same exact push that he did with the Broncos. So first, Aaron Rodgers needs to actually he needs to be signed by New York. They need to create some sort of a trade, and I think you got to give up a decent amount of pieces for Aaron Rodgers. It could be a couple picks. It could be a couple picks and a player. I think you may need to give up a player, and I think, add Zach Wilson to that. Why not? Even though I think Jordan Love, apparently rumors out there, the reports are out there that the Packers are ready to move on with Jordan Love as their quarterback. So I'm going to be very interested to see. This was Go Long's Bob McGinn believes Packers are, quote, done with Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love will be their team starter in 2023. This was from a couple hours ago. So apparently the report is the Packers are done. So will Aaron Rodgers come back? I mean, it's really up to him whether he asks for a trade or not. That's the big thing, because Aaron Rodgers is still contractually bound with the Packers. So if Aaron Rodgers comes out of his darkness retreat, comes out of the cave he's in, and says, you know what? I want to stay with Green Bay. I think, first of all, that'd be the smartest choice out there, because while there is other talent out there, and the Raiders could be an option, the Bucs technically could be an option, all these teams that need quarterbacks, the Titans could be an option, the 49ers even could be an option, even though he said he doesn't want to go to San Fran. All these teams have quarterback issues. The Packers obey Aaron Rodgers. That's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is basically he's basically manipulating them, saying, hey, I want this guy or else I'm going to be gone. And at the end of the year, he's like, I don't know if I'm going to stay. I really don't know. But then, it all comes back. Sure, why not? I'll come back. Give me $50 million a year. And look where we're at now. They don't have enough money to spend on actual talent. I guess Aaron Rodgers didn't trust them drafting actual talent, which, that's been a decent argument, even though, when Aaron Rodgers was in the playoffs, not this season, the past 2 seasons, he had a top 10 defense. So I don't want to hear about, the defense has no players. Top 10 defense. I don't know what to say about that. Better than 22 other teams in the league. I believe they were 9th, actually, both, so 23 other teams. So you can't tell me, no defense, no talent. I mean, he asked for receivers. He had Devontae Adams. The first chance Devontae Adams got to say bye to Green Bay, he did. Now he ended up with Derek Carr, and Derek Carr had his worst season since his rookie year. And now he's on the market. Got released, I believe, the day after we did the show. So when I'm taking a look at this Aaron Rodgers situation, would New York destroy him if he doesn't have instant success? I don't know if they'll destroy him, but they'll say, hey, Aaron Rodgers, are you washed? You're 39 years old? Are you already done? I mean, we have talent. We needed a quarterback. We had a top 10 defense, top 5 defense last year. And we have talent around us. We got good running backs. We got pretty good young receivers. We have a good tight end or 2. Are you the problem? The offensive line needs to work. I say get another left tackle. Mekhi Becton seems like he's going to get hurt every year. I hope that's not the case, because he seems like a very, very good left tackle. But this is the situation we're in. Will Aaron Rodgers actually be successful with the Jets? I mean, we'll have to see. He has to at least get to New York first. We got to see what happens there. But with the way it's looking, Aaron Rodgers to New York seems like a viable option, even though Devontae Adams is pitching the idea for Aaron Rodgers to go there. And I think there's a decent chance that Aaron Rodgers decides to go to Las Vegas, because if we take a look at a picture, I believe I have it up here. Aaron Rodgers looks better, I think, in a Packers or in a, that's Aaron Rodgers in a Jets jersey. You're telling me that looks good? Well, it's the same colors, white and green. Yeah, but it just doesn't look right compared to, I don't know if I have Aaron Rodgers in a Raiders jersey, but if you look at him in a Raiders jersey, I think he looks much, much better than that. I don't think I do not have Aaron Rodgers in a Raiders jersey, but that does not look great. Even though it's sort of the same colors, the scheme on it just doesn't look good. The green and the white and the black does not look good. You can see this on youtube.com/@SonHarvey. If you're listening to this wherever you get your podcast, Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. So Aaron Rodgers does not look good in the Jets. What is it? Kelly green they wear. I don't like it personally. Maybe it's just the white and green combo. Maybe the black and green combo would look better. But as is, the way the picture I have here doesn't look all that good. But you know what? That's Aaron Rodgers. That's the way Aaron Rodgers would look in a Jets jersey. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't work. I think his persona is more Las Vegas Raiders than it is New York Jets. That's just the way it is. Aaron Rodgers steps in there as probably the best quarterback the Jets have ever had, maybe since, I don't know, Joe Namath, and Joe Namath wasn't even that great. He won 1 Super Bowl, didn't really play all that well, but then again, different era, hard to compare eras to make it sort of on the same playing field. But I think You know what, Tiki Barber is not all that correct, because I think Aaron Rodgers would be on a different mindset. I think Aaron Rodgers, the way he is, his brain works on another playing field than the rest of us. He's not the normal type of quarterback that you see in the NFL. I don't think it would bother him that much. I just don't, because he just, personally, yes, while this shows he may care about what Ian Rappaport say or Adam Schefter says, I just don't think Aaron Rodgers listens to the media or he makes a joke about it on Pat McAfee's show. I don't think it truly bothers him, nor do I think New York Jets really have anything to complain about if they go out and get Aaron Rodgers. He'd be the best quarterback since who? Mark Sanchez? And he's worlds above Mark Sanchez. So I think, the Jets media may be brutal if he doesn't win games, but who knows? Aaron Rodgers has to go in here during the offseason, which he won't do because he doesn't do offseasons, try to learn a whole new system. Will that work? We have to see. First, he has to at least say he doesn't want to be on the Packers anymore.